Hi Dom, hi Jenny, hi future self, and hello everyone else. This is day three of my accountability program with Peter Mack. Oh, sorry, the Team Mac, I should say. Who's Peter Mack? The Team Mac program, and today I listened to an audio and finally finished this book, The Delusion of Passion. Where and The theme of today is the patterns that emerge out of success. So, whether it's been listening to what makes winners win, um, by the audio I was given by Jenny earlier today, or whether it be the Delusion of Passion, at least the second half that I read today, there were some very strong common themes. And it's also been very similar as well for the other books I've read very recently. The big themes are along the lines of the faith and beliefs that you have to achieve big dreams, that you have to have some form of big dream to work towards, something that you hold dear, something that you're going to focus on and create some excitement about. On top of that, there is the people that you're around. So whether that be the mentors that help you accelerate your life, whether that be the team partners who help you to bounce ideas off or help you get the job done, who uh, you know the people who are there for you when you need them, in order to either give you advice or whether it be to simply give you a hug and help you learn to move on to the next step. Um, the other thing they also mentioned was the need to constantly learn, to keep an open mind. Um, the idea that persistence comes from practice, and that practice um, should be started small, make small basic steps, even if that at least you're making small consistent steps. And that way you can slowly build over time rather than having to worry about constantly focusing on the instant change right now. Um, some of the other really big things I picked up were the field. I really liked from the book, The Delusion of Passion. I really liked the concept of the field. So the idea is that whether you're adding value to other people, or whether or not you're trying to build a relationship, or whether you're trying to build a business or whatever it is, at the end of the day, uh, you are in a field and you're planting the seeds of your future. And you have the choice to decide what you're going to plant, and you also got the choice about how you're going to care and treat those seeds such that when they do blossom in the future, what is that going to mean for you? Are they going to be good seeds that are going to help you get further in life and improve the value of the world that is around you and the people around you? Or is it something that's going to be negative? Is it actually going to actually bloom into something that's actually quite poor, quite bad for you and your future? So I really like that. I think that comes back from my environmental background in terms of having that connection to the land and having worked out in farms before. So I really quite liked that. Um, I really liked. I also really liked the idea of the levels, the computer game levels that were mentioned also in the Delusion of Passion. I think that's a really smart way of looking at the world in terms of realizing that you're on this continual path of growth, and that at each step as you go up, it's going to take time. You're going to have to learn a skill that's going to take you from level 1 to level 2. You're going to need to get some new skills that take you from level 2 to level 3. But it's not just simply skills, it's also the mindset. If you don't have the mindset ready enough to get from level 2 to level 3, then the only thing that's going to be blocking you is yourself. and that comes through to mental education and mental planning. Um, Going back to the audio, I mean, the common themes that are mentioned here about what makes winners win is pretty similar to a lot of the other self-help books or the entrepreneurs like Tai Lopez and Tony Robbins and Peter Diamandis, who I follow. They talk about the same ideas. It's not just a matter of having a good dream, but also having a reason for why you're doing that dream, because that's what helps you keep going when things get tough. It keeps you committed. Make sure that you actually do the work, that you're actually creating some form of progress, not just simply saying it or writing it down, that you're actually actively making headway towards where you want to be. Obviously, commitment, the idea that, and I like this was a cool thing I liked from the audio. One of the big differences between sports athletes, about the people who make it to the Olympics or the people who make it to being number one and those who don't, is that when it's your worst possible day, you still go out and perform the best you possibly can. I'll say that again. When it's the worst day, you are feeling like shit. You've had a big week. You're feeling like crap because you're sick, maybe even, or all the things that could have possibly gone wrong have gone wrong. You need to perform. You need to get fit. You need to get your business call sorted out. You need to get your business sorted out. You need to get your relationships sorted out. Perform at your absolute bloody best, even on your worst day. And that's when you go from being simply a very good athlete to being a bloody great athlete. The other thing we've got is the importance of self-esteem. I believe personally, I've got quite a bit good of self-esteem lately. I can remember times in my past where my self-esteem has been not as high. And there are still things that I'm working on, but I think that's definitely something we're definitely well ahead in terms of working on. Perseverance, persistence. You only need to read the book about Jerry Weintraub. You'll know I'm dead when I stop talking, and the idea of how his use of persistence and perseverance got him from being a nobody basically to taking Elvis, the biggest rock star at the time, on tour, and basically creating one of the greatest friends with one of the greatest singers and playwrights of the 21st century, or of the world, really. Now, on top of that, there's the importance of goodwill, the goodwill that you give to other people. That's that giving mindset, bestowing goodwill upon other people. One of the other things we got from our previous audios is that, and readings, is that the people you associate with, or the mindset you have, whether you're constantly a skeptic about things, or whether or not you're constantly willing to take things on board, that comes down to the mindset you have, and you tend to the concept is, birds of a feather flock together. You're more than likely going to end up spending more and more time with people who are like the way you see the world. And so by putting goodwill onto other people will learn to put goodwill into you. Inspiration, that's always super important. We know that we constantly look at other people to be inspired by. At the moment, for example, we take a lot of pride in trying to emulate some of our mannerisms to that of good old Mr. Tony Hopkins, the actor. I find quite great respect for him, and so he's my inspiration at the moment. Associate with great people. I mean, that was in the book, the same, these reoccurring themes. You've got to have faith and serendipity. So serendipity I really liked, which is this idea that it's not just simply a matter of being lucky. I think that's a misconception. It's the work you do and putting yourself out there on a regular basis increases the probability that you're going to encounter someone who can make a difference in your life. For example, I met Jenny at bowling. I went to that bowling night just out of pure chance, and by just pure chance, I wrote my name on the lane that just happened to be next to Jenny. Now, I could have chosen to stay with my friend who I was with at the time and stay on her lane and never met Jenny and continue to my crazy old life of being who I normally am. But by pure chance, or probability, I should say, I managed to encounter her on that day. And then after our second meeting, it seemed like as if, hey, maybe this could be something more than just simply a bunch of friends. Maybe this could actually be a mentor program that could transform my life. And here we are. So, yeah, I think that's all I've got for today. Yeah, the recurring themes are common across a lot of books and a lot of literature and a lot of talks that we're listening to. And at the end of the day, dream big, live a life of passion, persist in whatever it is you want to do, commit to it, and make sure you work bloody hard to plant the seeds that improve the lives of other people, and life will return the harvest in due time. Thanks so much. Cheers.